Hi everybody, this is Joyce with WindingWayTarot.com, and today I wanted to share with you a little game that I kind of play as I'm going through the cards that helps to solidify my kind of intuitive connection with the meaning of each card. I love music. I love all genres of music. I love all kinds of singers. And I'm one of those kind of people who, when I'm having a conversation or I'm reading a story or I'm watching something on TV or reading an article, just a simple phrase or a couple of words can bring a song to mind and start me singing. Not that I'm excellent at it or anything like that, but I noticed that there were some cards in the tarot that had the same effect. So, for instance, one of the cards is the King of Pentacles. And when I see this card, I think of the song The Cat's in the Cradle. It talks about a man who spent his young son's growing years out. The man spent the time on the road earning money to support his family, to build a stable home for them, and to make sure they were financially secure. And as the boy is growing, he asks the father to spend time with him, to play games with him. And the father says, "I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. I've got work to do and bills to pay." And then the wheel turns and time passes and the young man grows up, and the father, now he has more time because he's not out trying to earn a living, and he wants to spend time with the young man that his son has become. But now his son is working hard and trying to support his new family, and he was raised in a way that said that was the most important thing. So when I look at this King of Pentacles card, that's what it makes me think of. We have this man, he's standing solitary, as is not unusual for the court cards, but he just seems extra solitary. He's in a house, he's standing before the fire, he's smoking his pipe, he's very comfortable with himself. He's obviously seems peaceful and well-to-do, and but alone with his things. So that's what that makes me think of. It makes me think of the Cats in the Cradle. And by the way, I'll be putting the artists that go along with these songs down in the description under this video, because although I can remember some of them escape me from time to time. So this is the Six of Cups, and in it we see a scene where there is a young individual handing a chalice full of flowers to another young person. And this song makes me think of, or I'm sorry, this card makes me think of the song I'll Be Seeing You Tomorrow. It's a World War II era song, and it just makes me think of the nostalgia for the people and the times that we've left behind us in the past. So that's what this one makes me think of. The Six of Cups is it is a cup about, or a card about happy memories, and yeah, that's what I think of when I see this card. So makes me feel a little misty thinking about it. The Six of Wands. Now this one, on the other hand, gives me a big grin because it makes me think of We Are the Champions, the Queen song. And you can see this is a victorious individual. He's riding his golden horse through the main thoroughfare in his little town. He's got his wreath of victory. It's all charged with this electric energy, the vibrant royal purple. He's wearing his uniform. He just looks like somebody who's returning after a huge victory. But the song "We Are the Champions" reminds me that this individual, his victory is not his alone, that it was supported by the work of others. So that's the song that I put along with the Six of Wands. And then as I was going through the cards, I saw the Chariot. And in this image, we have the charioteer holding to the reins with one hand, and the other holding an umbrella against what seems to be a coming storm. And the chariot is beautiful and fancy and racy red and gold, and the mechanical beasts pulling it are shiny and polished. And it makes me think of the Tracy Chapman song, Fast Car, because he had a fast car, right? But it was the responsibility of the people driving that vehicle to take it where it needed to go. And in the song, the problem was she wasn't in control, or she didn't feel like she was, right? And so she let the driver of that fast car, that chariot, lead her down a harder, rougher road. And in this card, we see that we have the one individual, and she needs to maintain control over these mechanical beasts so that she gets to where she needs to go, right? And the storm clouds suggest that it might not be easy, and she needs to keep her eye on a lot of things going on, but she has the strength to do it, right? So I think that this could be an enjoyable way for you to go through your deck, and maybe you won't be able to think of a meaning and a song to go with each of the cards in your deck, but it might be helpful if you took some of the cards that you had a more difficult time with and went through and tried to find a song that might be able to be associated with the imagery or the meaning that you associate with that card. So I'm just going to pick up my deck here and go through a couple of other ones real quick. So here we have the Lovers. That makes me think of Fields of Gold by Sting. The Knight of Pentacles. And it could, oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, this is the Steampunk deck. I should have mentioned that before. Steampunk deck. This image is different from a lot of the ones in other decks that I have, but it makes me think of Toto's Africa. So, okay, this is the Tower. And immediately on seeing this card, the first thing that comes to mind is R.E.M's End of the World as We Know It. And I think that's fitting because the Tower looks like this horror and destruction and nightmare, but really it is a clearing away for a new beginning. So it's not the end of the world, it's the end of the world as we know it, right? It's not the end of all things. It's a change. So I like that one. Okay, so the Ten of Cups makes me think of an old Crew Cuts song. Life Could Be a Dream. And I think it's also called the Shaboom song or just Shaboom. If any of you have ever watched the movie Clue, you probably know that song right off the bat. This one made me think of The Great Gatsby and Daisy in The Great Gatsby. Now, Daisy is not, to me, a real representation of the Queen of Pentacles here, but maybe it's the hair and the outfit and everything. It just makes me think of Daisy. And then that made me think of um, the Lana Del Rey song that was on the soundtrack to that. It's called Young and Beautiful. And so I think we'll stop with that for today, because we're nearing 11 minutes of me just going through these cards and telling you the songs that go with them, in my mind. But I hope you'll take the time and see if this might be something that you find helpful and maybe even fun and enjoyable. I enjoy playing those little mental games, and I I think some of you out there will find it fun as well, especially those of you who really enjoy music. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon. This is Joyce with WindingWayTarot.com. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.